Hey everybody, this is Robius5991 here bringing you an awesome Halo 4 map pack feature. So today's map pack is entitled the Assassin's Creed map pack, and these maps are inspired by Griffin Guy 007's original Assassin's Creed Downtown map. They all work with the same game type, and one of each is built on the different original Forge canvases. So let's get started over here. So this map is entitled Assassin's Creed Day. It's accompanied with the game type TC Bounty and has been submitted to us by Budddyyy. He is the creator of all three of these maps. So this map, I've got to say, as an Assassin's Creed fan, predominantly reminds me of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, where you were out in Rome, mainly because of the high structures, the kind of broken aqueduct type structure in the back, I guess you could say, and a lot of it looks a little more industrial. This is another one of those elements that reminds me of it, is because these are those little tunnel areas that if you could travel across the village. So as you can see, they are in different spots on the map, and they act as two-way nodes for teleporters. This map has all the standard Assassin's Creed features, tons of skill jumps, lots of terrain that you can maneuver yourself on. It's got some wonderful height variation. He's slightly tweaked the standard for the game type with a variety of weapons and armor abilities, that some of which you saw in the previous ones, some you haven't. But structurally and aesthetically, I really think he does a wonderful job with these maps. He really does take inspiration from Griffin Guy's original, but he also brings in his own elements. So here you have a bench. As you can see, a player will go and sit down on it and will become invisible. However, there is a soft kill boundary on there, so you can only stay there for 10 seconds to avoid your enemies. So this is another fun little element of the map. And here I'm just going to show you some of the different areas to jump up. There are so many on this map that I can't really be bothered to show you all of them. So I'm going to kind of give you a general feel of each of these maps, because they are just coated with skill jumps and strategic maneuvers you can pull off to really evade against your enemies and take the lead. So the game type is a regicide-based game type, as I believe you guys know if you've seen the original video. And right here you can see a little bit of gameplay of me chasing another player. It is single life, so you're not going to want to die, obviously, or else you're stuck on this little screen where you're going to be watching the other players. So luckily for me, I eliminate Tiki here, and it was just me and Sandwich at the end, and I couldn't find him. And unfortunately for me, he just dropped from one of the towers, landed behind me as you see here, and eliminated me. As I said, here is a bit of the footage that you're going to get. If you're dead, you're going to watch the other players. So anyways, here is the second map. It is entitled Assassin's Creed Night, and it is once again with the game type TC Bounty and made by Budddyyy. So this is a nighttime version of the other map. This one, I've got to say, reminds me a little bit more of, I don't know, maybe the Assassin's Creed Revelations, where you have a little more of the fortress-based things, maybe in Masyaf, which obviously would also be a reference to the first Assassin's Creed. You got a lot of the clothing lines that you can run across, which is really cool. You got these more Middle Eastern type structure towers, a little more castle-like than you would see, and a different way than the European ones, I should say. And the whole base here is pretty much in a type of fortress or a castle. You got, once again, these construction areas. You got tons of hiding places, lots of climbing areas, lots of skill jumps. And once again, this is with his regular assortment of weapons and armor abilities that kind of become standard in these maps. He's got tons of different environments that you can maneuver yourself in. I mean, you got all these crates that will let you achieve higher ground. You can either go out in the open, kind of in these different corridor areas at the bottom, or you can mount onto the walls, or even if you like to be a little bit higher up, you can get to the very top of the towers. There are multiple viewpoints. There's a few areas you can just drop down kind of to do a leap of faith, that you can see that's what the shield there is for. But overall, this map does give a completely different feel from the other one, which is a little bit more of an open city. This one, and the other contrast, has more of a fortress type look, which, you know, really defines the combat that you're going to have. So you can see here's me running along the wall, meeting another player. In the distance, you can see some others doing the same. And overall, it really does give a fun, hectic experience with a very nice aesthetic touch in the background. Unfortunately, here's where I'm at my downfall, because I did not have my shields back up. Anyways, lastly here we have Assassin's Creed Arabia, which is built on erosion. Once again, accompanied with the same game type and by the same map creator. So this is the very last map in this map pack feature. And unlike the other two, this one gives an Arabic type style to the construction of all the buildings, but it is a very tight-knit city. So I'd have to say this reminds me a little bit more of, I don't know, Damascus or something from the first Assassin's Creed game, because you can really just run into all these different alleyways. There are all these really cool structured buildings, some of them finished, some of them unfinished. He has so many strategic areas you can go and do skill jumps in. It's just insane. I mean, you'll just be running and you'll randomly be figuring out your route just like you would in the actual game, and I think that that's a really well accomplished map, the fact that you can do that. He even built these little wells here. You can see it's the same idea as the bench. You can just go in and go in camo. And what's really cool here is he built a little marketplace, and this is where most of the weapons and armor abilities are. So it's a bit of a risk versus reward system, because you have to be willing to sacrifice your position to come here to get any equipment to give yourself an edge, although there are a few others scattered across the map. Right here is another cool aspect. There's this little bush that he built with these Dominion pieces and grass, and it gives the same concept as the well and the benches. So they're all kind of as those blending spots where you can just blend from the crowd, but only for a limited amount of time because of the soft kill boundary. Anyways, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an overview here because, like I said, there's just so much to these maps. I really can't do them justice, especially in a map pack feature. So I'm just going to go around, give you a slight overview of it all so you can make your own assumptions of it. And I highly suggest you go download these if you're a fan of the Assassin's Creed game type, because they really do the original map justice. This is me just flying through on the main floor just to give you an idea of just how hectic it can be. You can just find your path progressively as you go. There are just so many options. You never feel forced down a specific pathway. It really is up to you where you want to go, and there's just so many different options for maneuvering yourself, ambushing, and escaping your enemies. So this is going to be one last little flyover of the area. Anyways, these are all the players I want to thank for helping us test out the maps in this map pack. Thank you guys so much. I definitely had a lot of fun trying these out, and they were an absolute blast. So if you guys want to have your own maps featured, please be sure to check the video entitled the Honorary Knight System, which will be linked at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Robius5991 here with Online Knights. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.